If the road to the presidential nomination seems complicated to you, well,
goddamn right.
Okay, it's not that bad, but it's not like either party is handing out a manual on this stuff.
This thing reads like stereo instructions.
Like the difference between a delegate and a friggin' superdelegate. I mean, who the hell are these people anyway? Let's just take a minute to answer that question. Aside from being a word that sounds increasingly weirder the more and more you say it out loud, delegate, 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 delegate. Weird, right? Well, a delegate is somebody who is chosen to do two things. Go to either the Democratic or the Republican National Convention and vote for their party's presidential nominee. They can be active members of the party, elected officials, or one of us average folk if we are driven to and lucky enough to win super special state level or local delegate elections. Now, in order to move on to the general elections, presidential candidates need to secure the support of enough delegates to win their party's nomination, like a good old-fashioned popularity contest.
You're on, Mr. Popular.
And of course, each party has their own process with delegates because of course they would. So, let's start with the Democrats. The number of delegates a candidate receives is based on the percentage of votes they get. So, if a candidate receives 49% of the popular vote in a state, they get 49% of the delegates. Easy peasy, right? But if things were only so simple. This is where superdelegates come in.
Here I come to save the day.
Huzzah! 719 of the Democratic Party's 4,765 delegates are superdelegates, and their superness comes from being able to vote for whichever presidential candidate they want. Think about that for a minute. This means that a presidential candidate could possibly win the Democratic Party's nomination even if they lose the popular vote.
Wow.
Superdelegates can be members of Congress, the DNC, high officials at the state level, former presidents, and party chairs. Now, with the Republican contests, states get to choose how delegates are awarded. Some use a proportional system, like we just talked about with the Democrats, and others are winner-take-all states, which means that the candidate with the most amount of votes gets all of the state's delegates. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? But wait, there's more. Some states have a system that is a combination of the two, with some delegates awarded based on congressional district results and the rest given to the statewide winner. And there are even some states that don't require delegates to commit to a candidate until the Republican National Convention. See, it's not that complicated. It's just that, everyone wants to do things a little differently. So, congrats on staying informed, and remember, you can always get your election fix at Countable.